Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And so we are on, I think this is maybe the second week of February, like second full week of February, and it is this beautiful spread in the Daphne's Diary Planner. It's because this week is the week of Valentine's Day, and so there's a lot of hearts here. So I am seeing hearts. That has not gone away from me, the whole seeing hearts thing and recognizing all the hearts. But I have all this ephemera from this week. I have a lot of ephemera. I bought something from a store called Candy Corpse. I bought a bag and it came with this beautiful sticker and the card, like the little, thank you card. And then I went shopping and bought a few things from TJ Maxx and Home Goods. And I have two tags there, one for the dress that I bought and one for a mug that I bought that I really loved the tag and I didn't want to get rid of it. So, you know, I wanted to put it somewhere. The way that James Luke Burke says, it's not hoarding if it ends up in a journal, right? So I wanted it to end up here. This seemed like the most logical place for it to be. And so what I've decided to do here is I'm going to take apart my planner here shortly, but I want to get that card onto this page. So this is the page that's usually in the middle of the spreads, and I've trimmed it down so that I can glue that card to the back of it. And I glued a different piece of paper because some of the white was going to show. But I am going to like rearrange this planner so that I can get that card to go into the coil without actually snipping, snipping the holes and like putting it in. So I am actually going to take apart my entire Japanese diary journal, at least up until that point, so that I can get that little kind of, is it flyleaf? Is that what the word is? Um, that little page there. So that way it's in the journal. And I'm going to try really hard not to do this often because the more that you kind of mess around with the coils, the more that they kind of get bent out of shape, so to speak. But I really liked that they're having that there. And so the back side of that card is where I'm going to do the majority of my journaling because it's just the perfect spot for it. And so, yeah, so what I like to do, if you've noticed, I have the same process, is I love to cover up that horrendous tracker thing on each page. Like it's on each little day square, like rectangle section. I absolutely hate it. I really hope that Daphne's diary does not continue to do that because one, I don't know many people who use this as an actual planner, but how many people actually track like their mood and the water intake and what they watched on TV and what they ate for dinner or whatever the trackers are. It just looks ugly. Like it takes away from the spread. I would rather have just the days and then have the little blank space and maybe track whatever I want to track without actually having that dedicated spot there. And then for the purpose that I use it for, it just takes up space. It takes up unnecessary space and it looks ugly. And so I usually work with covering it all up because I just do not like how that looks. And so this is how I build up my little clusters. I use mostly scraps pieces of paper. So I have a little wired bin, a little wired basket on my desk where I keep all sorts of scrap pieces of paper. And I usually use those. I pick from there first before I go into bigger sheets. So that left-hand side, I built that little cluster with some doilies, and then I added that beautiful, cute little cherry sticker, which matched the spread so perfectly because everything is about red and love and hearts and pinks and, all the good things. For this side, I really wanted to cover up, again, those trackers, but I didn't want to cover up the bunny. And what I thought I was going to put on that side would just be the tags, so the little tags from the dress that I bought, and then the mug. But I end up not using the one from the mug. The one from the mug is that navy blue one. I believe it says Moonchild, and it has like a hand and the eye on it. It just doesn't match. It just didn't match. But I also felt like that page was really, really empty. And so I'm digging through my little pot here. These are all cutouts from Daphne's Diary magazines. And I have so many that I just kind of cut. And every time I get a new magazine or I go back to an old magazine, because I do that a lot, I go back to an old magazine that I have and I look through it because you'll find something different every time that you want to use. And so I tend to keep all of my magazines that I cut apart up until the point in which there's nothing left for me to be inspired by. But there's always something that you can be inspired by. And yeah, I just pulled out these kind of like it's like a photo strip of just like beautiful vintage. I think this was like a vintage shop somewhere, and I just love the colors it matched. I love the feel of it. So I put it on top of that double doily that I glued down there, and I'm just kind of adhering everything so that it sticks well onto that page. And I believe I pulled out another photo in that sort of from the same page, I think, that has that beautiful white frame around it. And I thought about using it on this page, but I think what I end up doing is just gluing down my tag from the dress that I bought, just down in that spot, and then using the blank spot. I believe I used the blank spot for journaling, like the blank area next to that little doily cluster that I made. I think I used that for journaling, but generally I use that for journaling because it's a good place. So the left-hand page, I don't do any sort of journaling. What I believe I do is I go and look through my puffy stickers. I have a bowl, like I have plenty of little bowls, just neat little bowls on my desk because if I don't have things in little bowls, I am just never gonna use them, right? So I have this little bowl full of all of these puffy stickers. I have one also for chipboard stickers, but I took out the puffy stickers because I have a bowl that's all puffy sticker word phrases or like words. And so I am pulling out some just to put like a title there. Realistically, this page is just about getting what I did that week there and getting all these little bits of ephemeras in. I'm using it more like a smash book in a way. So I pulled out the phrase adore here because I'm like, might as well go with the theme of the spread, which of course is Valentine's Day. Don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. Even if I'm with somebody, I still don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And so I just kind of did a whole little phrase here about self love, adoring myself, adoring me. And so I kind of wrote out there with that phrase sticker and two little alphas, adore me. And now I'm just stamping out the dates because, of course, I cover everything up when I make my spreads here. And yeah, I believe after I stamp out my date, I go ahead and start my journaling. And again, I think this one's a true like memory keeping entry in this. So like the previous two were talking about things, like my orchid and the sign that I got from the universe and all this stuff. But this one I believe is like a legit record of what happened that week. And honestly, I don't remember what happened that week, but I do take out my planner and I do read through what I wrote there for the week, and then I just jump right in to my journaling. And so I used the little fly leaf that I inserted there, um, beautiful dot grid paper here, and so I just do all of my journaling in that section. And there's just a lot of stuff that came out of that. And I do a bit of journaling on the right hand page, and I use the empty spaces in those boxes to just continue on with whatever happens. Sometimes I'll jot down like the day by day breakdown of what happened that week, and then I will add some of my thoughts. And so I just use that space for journaling, and that's basically this spread. The spread was a little bit more complex than the others. Not really. It was very simple. It's just I had to take apart my journal in order to get that fly leaf in there, but keeping it simple. I'm trying to keep this project really simple, really low key, very just calm, and I'm behind in documenting it, but it's okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!